and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Inside the Walls podcast. Alongside me, it's my partner of crime, Matt Patton, and my other partner of crime from the good state of West Virginia, Jeff. You good, Matt? You excited?
Good. I'm excited.
You saw the tease there, right? Didn't you?
I did. You didn't tell me beforehand. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Next week, National Arena League 2025 schedule, baby. Let's go.
That will be released here live on Inside the Walls podcast on Monday night. Every team, every schedule here.
Let's go.
Tell me another podcast that does that. Yeah. But anyways, to the people who reached out to me, I am good. I feel safe. The storm never really got to Jacksonville. Unfortunately, there's people down in Tampa and Orlando region didn't really dodge the bullet. Again, like we mentioned about Hurricane Helene earlier last week, if you want, please reach out to your organizations that you trust to help donate or help get supplies and needs to these people affected by these two back-to-back storms. Florida got a double hit, got the upper punch and got the hit in the gut, back-to-back weeks. Hopefully it starts settling down, because when the sun came up this morning, it was 60 degrees in Jacksonville. It's kind of weird when you had a hurricane last night, and when the sun comes up, it's freezing cold for me. It's 60 degrees. Like, it's never that cold after a storm. It's usually 90 degrees and humid as crap.
Yeah, my mom got some of the tornadoes down there in Port St. Lucie, so she got a little bit of the tornadoes. Not so much of the hurricane, but they're good as well, so that's good. But yeah, just a little bit of the tornadoes here and there. Short weather.
Hey, I have a rule. If it gets below 60, it's hoodie season. We're right at that, slight lean to the hoodie. We're getting to that, political season where it's slight lean,
60,
anyways.
60, we're putting away all of our winter gear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally complaining about cold weather to 4 individuals who literally live in the north.
Yeah, the guys in the green room that we're bringing on tonight, they're sitting there laughing at you right now. So,
well, you're hardy people.
We are.
You're the people that go out there. It's like, oh, it's not cold. Throw a bottle of hot water in there and watch it just freeze into ice.
We're the type of people.
We do that in the South. You do that here in Florida, you get 3rd-degree burns because it's coming back just as high as you left the pot.
We're the type of people that have 4 seasons in one entire week.
You can get 4 seasons in one entire week.
Sometimes in Nebraska, we get 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
Well, here in the state of Florida, I was telling a buddy of mine, we do have seasons. For a lot of northern birds who are down to Florida that are waiting for the trees to change colors, just wait, right? The trees just won't change colors. They'll completely fall. Just give it some time. That's what Florida's about. But anyways, I'm not going to start bashing. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, if you know anybody in the state of Florida, or in North Carolina or Tennessee or in Georgia regions that were hit by these two devastating hurricanes, reach out to your organization that you trust and go give them a helping need, because we're Americans and we help each other out no matter what. Matt, I think you have two gentlemen that you have some close connections with a certain highway called the I-29.
Yeah.
I hear there's a little game involved in that little highway.
Yeah, there's a big rivalry game that just so happened to be the championship game for the 2024 National Arena League season. So, without any further ado, let's welcome tonight's guest. They are the hosts of the Bandits Booth Review podcast. Let's welcome Mitch and Jonah to the podcast. Guys,
Howdy,
welcome
guys.
to the Inside the Walls podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
great.
you're not gonna bash me about the weather in Florida compared to Sioux City in the wintertime.
So just so we're aware, I do shovel my driveway in shorts. So you're getting no sympathy from me.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, you have the show. I'll be
Well, guys, I'm glad that we have you guys on here. Obviously, a new podcast for you guys, not new for you guys, but newish. Just found out about it recently. So either one of you, whoever wants to start, why don't you just give us a little bit of an idea how did your podcast start? And I love the name. So how'd you guys come up with the name?
Jonah, you're the brains behind the operation. So go ahead.
So Mitch and I are both in the coaching staff, and you're not going to see us on the field. You'll actually see us up in the booth. I'm in charge of the instant replay system, and Mitch is charting plays for the offense. So we're up in the booth, Bandits Booth Review. I guess we're that's kind of where that came from. Yeah, I don't know how I got a hold of that name. It just kind of popped up. And then here we are. Our first episode just came out beginning of October now. So we're really excited to get this rolling.
Well, it's still the beginning of October.
Yeah.
Did you move me, Matt? What the heck are you doing, man? You're on my side of the screen. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, we plan on dropping one, unless there's any major news, probably once a month. But it was just something good to do. Jonah and I talk during the off season all the time, as well as a lot of the coaches do, and just wanted to keep talking football, keep talking Bandits. Obviously talk a little bit of NAL as well. And first one was a success. So I had a lot of people reach out to us and say we're doing a good job. So it's always encouraging to get the support from your peers and stuff. But just if you know both of us, we're really quiet in person, but we love to talk when there's a mic behind us and everything like that. So Logan talks about it. The loss there, the 47-46 loss. There's not a day that goes by that he doesn't remind us of the score. So we're definitely ready to get that rivalry renewed this year, and hopefully we get in the win column.
So I think I would be remiss if I didn't just jump in right here and just ask the question. So you are sitting in the slaughterhouse, the Liberty First Credit Union Arena, and the overtime period is clicking by, and you look at the field and you watch that ball go up through the uprights, and the game is over, and it's 47-46 Omaha. What's going through your guys' head?
Oh, gosh. We might have already been climbing down the ladder because obviously he's automatic. It might have been. It was one of the most surreal moments, but also just the pure football fan in me was also in there. I was just, what a game. Couldn't have asked for a better game to be a part of, win or lose.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with Jonah on that part. I didn't really feel anything, no emotions hit me until I got to the locker room, or until guys got done meeting with their friends and family and coming off the field, and just seeing the guys that you've been with since early March, and all of them, the whole moment comes down to that game. And all of them are dejected. A lot of guys didn't know if this was going to be their last year or not. So I don't think it really hit me until we got to the locker room. And then I'm not going to lie to you, it hurt. It hurt really bad. I'm sure the emotions in the other locker room were the exact other way. But no, I mean, great game. And I'm hoping that we get plenty of more to go in the future. And, we need to get that rivalry back on our side.
Do you guys kick him? Dang, he didn't like that answer.
Oh man.
No, I don't know, man.
Jeff, what the heck are you doing, man?
I didn't do nothing. Wasn't me.
We have to have a rivalry here. It's I-29, and unless
Yeah.
there's another. Well, technically there is, but they're in another league.
We don't talk about that one.
But speaking of the rivalry, both you and Omaha are the longest franchises,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
reigning, sustaining 25 years. You guys have been associated with the Sioux City Bandits for most of that time, but you've been around the organization a lot. So you know the inner workings. You know how everything works behind scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what goes day in and day out for that organization before you even go to the Tyson Event Center, which is pretty ironic. This is a little fun story. I asked Matt, what's the name of their building? And he's like, it's some chicken restaurant. So we looked for him like, okay. And so it's Tyson. I was like, that's not a chicken restaurant, man. That's Tyson Chicken.
No, I called it the chicken coop because that's what we call it in Omaha.
Oh, the chicken coop, right? That's right. Oh,
I haven't heard that one yet.
Well, you got the slaughterhouse and the chicken coop.
Okay.
But if you look at the overall rivalry, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's like any traditional rivalry in college football where one rival will go on a stretch of 10 years where they win 6 of the 10, and the other one does it the next decade. While you guys started at Sioux City, you saw this rivalry build, but you also seen the evolution of the league that you were playing with, the CIF, now the NAL. As a person who works behind scenes, let's go with you, Mitch. How hard is it to prepare for a season knowing that there could be a lot of uncertainty with the league that you were associated, especially with the past, compared to right now, the NAL, we're solid. Well, I know that must be difficult for someone who's worked behind the scenes.
And I think, you control the controllables. I think year in and year out, the coaching staff and, Marlon with his recruiting, we're always going to put the best 25 guys on a roster, 21 that can, be active with us. But we're going to put those guys in position and kind of take it week in and week out and just focus on who we have, on the docket that week going in Monday morning or Monday afternoon before practice. You're going over film and, you're breaking down Carolina film, or you're going to be breaking down Wheeling film. And we just kind of take it on a week-to-week basis because that's how every other team has to take it. We're not any different than any other team in this league. And, we're excited for the opportunity. And I think last year it was just uncertainty because we were in the CIF for, the time that we had been in there. We didn't know what this league was going to look like. It looks very sustainable. Obviously, with adding new faces around, it's going to be a growing league. And, I speak for myself alone, but I'm excited for where the league is going and happy to be a part of it for hopefully the sustainable future.
Well, I'm happy for you guys to be a part of it, especially you get to join us three psychotic individuals. Not Matt. Never mind. I'm not going to bash Matt too much. He's an Iowa Hawkeye fan. We'll talk about that later in the episode. But the CIF, NAL, that transition, now you're going into your second year in the NAL. I guarantee you guys, besides the rivalry, you had some interesting matchups against Colorado last year, and you had the complete reversal against Carolina, where the first game, Carolina just had the way with Sioux City. And then the next game, it was a complete reversal, and you guys, handed them the loss, but that's how you guys get in the championship game. Describe last season in a nutshell, because it's been, for me as a person who covered the league, it looked like it was a semi-roller coaster in Sioux City.
Yeah, John,
I'll take this one. Roller coaster is for sure. Definitely a roller coaster like a Mall of America, that really tall one. I think that in that goes. It was that roller coaster for sure. Mm-hmm. And then along came Verlon Reed, and we got our franchise quarterback, and that changes things for a team when you've got a guy who's gonna this year. I will put him at my top for MVP in the league. In that helps us get better when you have a leader, and us going to Idaho last year set us in the right path because we was a long bus ride, and the guys were together, and after that they were a family. They weren't just a team, and you could in the locker room, you could really see it. Like they were together. It was all one unit. So bringing in that quarterback, and now this year we got 15 of 16 starters back. We got a lot to look forward to.
And I'll add a point here before we get to the next question. It's this league with the travel that you have. I don't think any road game is an easy road game. That flight to Carolina, it messes with people. Like obviously you're playing at a different time, playing games on Mondays and Sundays instead of Saturdays. I mean, people have families and stuff back home that I don't think a lot of people understand the dynamic to where you're used to going and watching film on Monday and you're playing a football game now on Monday. You got to get your mind right and stuff. And, we have travel now that we'll have to go to the Wheeling. We'll have to go back to Carolina. Idaho is still an option. Shreveport, the teams in Texas. These are long travels for guys that either are going to be on a bus for 16 to 18 hours and then go sleep for 6 or 7 and turn around and play a football game, or guys that are on a long plane ride. And I think that along with the addition of Verlon and some other key pieces helped us in the game against Carolina. The first time we played him, Guy Myers was a problem. We could not stop him at all. And I mean, he's a great quarterback. They had a great team, but we just had no answer. I think you get tape and stuff on a team. You're able to go back. I thought Marlins defense played extremely well in that game, but it's just adapting. And I think every team had to do that last year. We just found ourselves able to do it at the right time and make ourselves a championship appearance.
So how important was it for you guys? I know you touched on it a little bit about having Verlon come, later in the season. How much importance is it to him to have him for the fan base and for you guys to come back? And also you bring back, I would say, the Bandit and Fred Bruno. How those two bookends, how important is that for you guys?
It's one of the most important things going into a season, and Verlon is already here in Sioux City. That tells you how locked in he is for this season. Like he's already moved here. There's guys getting ready to work out together, Bruno included. And if you have a good quarterback to throw it to Bruno, watch out. Anybody, it's dangerous.
And I think too, you talk about Bruno and he's the most he lets all of the action on the field do the talking. He doesn't speak to media. He is very soft spoken, literally and figuratively. But I don't think Bruno will ever be done with the Bandits. He will have a coaching position if he retires. He's just so involved with the community. And getting, you talked about, those bookend pieces back, it's huge. Starting off the season, it seems like for the last 7 or 8 years that I've been involved, we've had to bring in a new quarterback every year. And I mean, Omaha is extremely blessed with having Tommy, and obviously they won back-to-back championships because of that leadership. I think bringing that back this year helps elevate where we need to be at preseason. Because now when we bring back 15 of 16 guys, starting for us. And the only reason the 16th guy didn't come back is he moved all the way across the state. So having that camaraderie, we can move ahead 2-3 weeks in the playbook to start camp. And that's just a huge advantage that we have. So, I mean, getting Verlon back, getting Bruno back, getting the rest of those 15 guys is just puts us ahead of where we already wanted to be.
Well, you also, Mitch, I told this to Matt and I've told this Jeff before. Why is there not a statue of Fred Bruno from the arena already?
They're making it right now. So I've been in talks with them. They're making it. They just don't know where they want to put it at the Tyson. They just don't want it to be in the way. So I think probably, generally right when you walk in, it'll be there. But his jersey, he may be even a bust, will be up there for Fred. He means so much to the organization, and even outside fans looking in understand how important he is to our organization.
But are they going to actually retire his number, unlike Fred Jackson, where somebody else actually is wearing his old number?
I think with Bruno, you retire the number in general, not just the jersey.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
I agree. You got to talk to Tony Payne about that, though. He's in charge of this.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved with anything Tony does.
Nope.
That's a scary
Right.
man when you get into his cage. So
Right, for sure. So one of the things that I think is really cool, and I know we're releasing the schedule next week, really excited for that. So we can't talk specific dates, but one of the things that I think is really cool for you guys is very similar to, the Iowa Hawkeyes have the America Needs Farmers stuff, and you guys do a really cool agricultural appreciation game. So talk a little bit about kind of where that came from and kind of why that's important to the Sioux City community.
I'll take this, Mitch. I kind of helped Brett sell it last year a little bit. It's something that Brett, our team president, Brett Funke, awesome person. He's does way too much and somehow finds time with his family. But we're in the Midwest, and agriculture is just really not talked about enough. And so Brett got a hold of Iowa Corn and was able to come together and get education stuff for families to learn about agriculture at the game, and to have agriculture, whether it's farms or companies or like co-ops, to get tickets out to them and to bring them into a game and just show their appreciation for literally the reason why a lot of us have food on the table is what they're growing. So it was a really cool thing. Great turnout last year, and we're doing it again. Like I said, we won't put out a date, but keep an eye out if people can make it in. It's really an awesome deal.
So now you guys, the challenge I have for your organization is you got to up the game. The Omaha Storm Chasers here in town once a year wear jerseys that look like a corn cob. So
that would be really awesome.
Jonah is the Nebraska Cornhusker fan, and they had those corn-looking jerseys. I don't know how I feel about that, but maybe even just doing like what the Hawkeyes do and just put a patch on the helmet or something might be the extent we do. I don't know. Like I feel like the colors of corn in the field don't mesh with the colors that the Bandits have. So, but we'll see. We're not
leaving do like a helmet stripe that's an ear of corn, maybe.
There you go, something like that.
Go big or go home. You got to have the whole field painted corn.
Oh, yeah.
Jim, we'll let you come down and help out with that.
I don't have the budget for that, my man. No, sorry, I can't. It'd be unique, though. You got the orange field in Omaha, and he's like, "Oh, look at Sioux City. It's literally an ear of corn."
Yeah, it's rows of corn. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like at ESPN, they like, he's like, "Hey, look at this field." Some ideas.
Promotional ideas. Hey, we can think with. Not out of the question. Not out of the
and
question.
Each kernel can be sponsored.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Just give me ideas. That's all.
Hey,
that's an
I'm sure
indoor
Brett's
football
writing it down right now.
general manager's dream right there.
oh
Right?
my gosh, yeah.
Season paid for.
It is a dream, but that's a lot of hours on the phone trying to sell each individual kernel.
Yeah, you get the ear of corn that's on the 35-yard line. I mean, you really won't see it that well.
Never be.
I think what Brett does, and going to Jonah's point, there's so much stuff that he does behind the scenes, and him and his game day crew, his game day ops, getting everything ready for us on social media, putting together everything, makes what the coaching staff is able to do so much easier, just because we don't have to worry about that side. Like Irv and Marlon still do a lot of sales and different things like that, but with having Brett and I mean, you guys down in Omaha have a great, core nucleus of what you guys do for your game day operations, what you guys do for, different events and stuff like that. But it helps us out so much that I don't think that they get appreciated enough for it. So, and yes, I apologize. 35-yard. I'm thinking college right now, so I messed up on that 35-yard line. I'm actually trying to watch the 49er game as we're talking too, because I got like 3 fantasy leagues, so I'm trying to pay attention to that. So yes, not 35-yard line. I apologize.
What is it there? Is that where the league logo's at in the NFL? 35?
It's like that, or it's past because it can't be in the red zone. And I think it's farther past the 25. So it's like the 30-ish yard line.
Okay. Well, and you can go to college, and college has the X or the conference is right at the 35-yard line. So I
Right.
wonder if that same translate. But yeah, Jeff, you seem quiet over there, my man.
I'm good. So, do you guys have any? You guys have any exciting news for this season? Anything new coming this way that the fans and the National Arena League should know about?
Yeah, actually, speaking of Brett, his crazy work behind the scenes, we're actually starting a dance team this year. Like, it's been a long time. We brought it up last year, then finally it came into fruition. So we don't have a name for the dance team yet, but more of that will come. Tryouts are coming and stuff. I think our coach's name is Maddie, if I'm not mistaken. But it's really exciting. I'm sure kids camps will be going for the boys and girls who want to do a dance camp before a game. All stuff like that. It's really exciting to get like a dance team to Sioux City, and I think seeing Omaha's and how they run their dance team is obviously something to look at and go forward from.
And then I think it brings us a different twist to the game day operations that normally you don't have. There's, during half times, during timeouts, there's a lot of dead time that you can't just keep throwing out these same promotions. So to have the dance team out there would be a great idea. Actually, Jonah and I both tried out before, and we're trying to get captain. So if you see us out there,
Don't ask questions. Just
don't ask any questions.
Don't ask questions.
Please.
Judgment-free zone.
Oh, good.
Just don't check the Twitter accounts.
All right. I'm staying off Twitter.
Yeah. This guy will burn you on Twitter.
Facts. But also,
yeah,
you guys got astray, by the way.
You guys talk a little bit about,
Get a drum line. That's from Coach Resinalo from Willie.
Ooh, that would be sick.
Hey, it's
that
awesome.
Would be really amazing.
We got one for last season. It is awesome. It is so cool. It gives you that college game day feel.
I was gonna say, I feel like the band atmosphere would just be really cool, and then you can have them play the national anthem, different stuff like that. And I can't like fathom how
I can't do it either.
Possibly do that. No, that'd be awesome. So are you guys? So Wheeling gonna have a drum line again?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Oh, I hope we go to Wheeling, man. I hope we go to Wheeling. Not just for Dre London either. I hope we go to Wheeling because I wanna see that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it's awesome. They yeah, there you go. Share that comment. There it is.
And get your tacos at Cheats.
Yeah,
it's a good place to get tacos at.
Perfect. I'll put that down.
But yeah, they're playing opposite of the house DJ and everything, and they get everything going. It's awesome. And then dance line gets into it also with the drum line, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool atmosphere to take in.
Heck yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, again, we don't know, but hopefully we head over. I got a lot of travel going on, so we'll see.
Listen, I would love to see it because the last time, unfortunately, that you guys played a Wheeling team, it was in a playoff game, and it was not a favorable score for the Wheeling team. Let's put it that way.
Right. Well, we remember it fondly. I mean, it's just a good score for us, but.
Oh, we got a little trash talking happen between Sioux City and oh, that's good. I got to be neutral on this episode. On Wednesdays, I'm completely different.
Trash.
Well, you have.
Yeah, it's not even Omaha.
Is it really talking trash when it's an actual rivalry, or is it just pure hatred?
Well, I'll tell you, he literally.
Go ahead.
I grew up. I don't like the color orange because of the Omaha.
I was going to ask you that. You probably don't wear very much orange.
I don't do it. I won't do it. Like,
and that's hard for me because my high school's colors were orange and black. And so it's like I go look through my closet of like old stuff I wear. I go, I'm not wearing that. Man, I'm not wearing that. So yeah, it's all red and black now. And then I translate into Iowa State colors, so a lot more cardinal in my closet than orange. I had something about that color. You guys have a nice turf, everything, but every time I see the color orange, I'm just like,
yep.
Funny thing that you should mention that, because there's a particular color that I don't wear in my wardrobe either.
Oh.
Even though it's part of the logo that's on my shirt, But it's an accent color. But yeah, I don't wear the color red. So
Okay,
there's that.
Teach their own. It's fine.
Yep,
Multiple
absolutely.
reasons.
Red's a great color though, but orange
You
is
just
literally
hate
mixed
red, man,
from red.
because of Nebraska.
Well, I mean, and Iowa State. But neither here nor there. I mean, Iowa State doesn't even like their own colors. So
We don't.
I mean,
we
you
do
know,
like
it is
beating
what it is.
Iowa at
Ouch.
2 years. 2 years straight.
It's okay.
How dare you?
Oh gosh.
I can't respond when he's right. I mean, it is.
Yeah,
what it is,
there's
man.
nothing to say.
So I
And
mean,
Iowa State fans be like,
I after that kick, I was like that. I was a bit obnoxious. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, but
Don't imagine that.
I've been an Iowa State fan since birth. So for the decades that we were just god awful, and Iowa just gave it to us, I heard all of it. I have a ton of friends that are Iowa fans. I work with 3 or 4 Iowa fans, so every single day I go into work, Hawkeye State, Hawkeye State. It's like, all right, enough. I get it. So when I'm able to return it tenfold, I'm gonna definitely do it. So
what is it now? The Cyhawk State? Or
it was Cyclone State, but yes, the Cyhawk is the rivalry, but it's a Cyclone State.
Cyclone State. How you like that, Matt? No? You're not good with that? Hey, my team just got smacked by our rival this past week, so I have to, share the pain.
I don't know what is going on at Florida State.
We adapted an offense that doesn't know how to throw the football, or has known that the ball passing game has been invented.
It seems like, yeah, you guys have turned back the clock.
Turn back
decades.
time, yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought that there was a lot of hype there with DJU coming in, and I was like, all right, this team is exciting.
Yeah,
They
but his
almost
middle
made it.
finger's like sideways now, like this.
Maybe that's why he can't throw it, or he
Yeah.
throws it to the other team pretty well. But
Yeah, he just
It's
can't
pretty
hit.
accurate.
If you go look at his finger when he injured it, his middle finger is literally straight up,
ooh,
sideways. I was like, "How are you throwing the
Right.
football like that?" Sorry if I'm flicking the crowd off. I apologize. Didn't realize I was doing that. But
ooh,
no,
Coach Prime going to be there next year. I don't know if Coach Prime can leave Colorado.
I don't
just
think he-
what they.
I don't have that. Florida State doesn't have the money to.
Oh, it's probably true.
Whoever thought that Jim would flick off the fans today?
Right.
Told you that we're an authentic show.
It's
telling
you just go with that.
Yeah.
What's in the heart for sure.
Oh, is
mean,
that? Hold on. Is that my phone going off with our termination papers? Oh, no, I'm
You
kidding.
guys made it through a lot of episodes, so that's at least nice.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah, true.
Hasn't gone off yet.
True.
Right.
Hey, so one thing I wanted to ask you guys about, and we kind of mentioned it earlier, right? 25 seasons for the Sioux City Bandits this year. Some teams, and if you can't answer this question, that's fine, whatever. Some teams, like Omaha, we last year had a 25 anniversary like logo and everything like that. Are we going to see anything kind of cool like that with Sioux City, or do you guys even know?
we have not heard anything personally, and if we did, we probably wouldn't tell you anyway.
Right.
And you call yourself
But,
insiders? What the heck?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we know the inside
But,
scoop. We're just not going to give it to you. So.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, but it could be something very cool. Brett is always designing things, so you never know.
I would like, honestly, so we have like the goldish pinstriping. I think like a 25, like something to incorporate the gold would look really cool. But I don't know. We're kind of like, we'll be like Iowa State and just not wear our team colors. We'll just wear whites and blacks and stuff like that. We won't even mess with these.
I will say that when you guys added the gold accent, I actually thought that was a really cool touch. That you guys
I did like it. I did like the touch.
Mhm.
The rebranding
Yes.
and the new look, I like a lot.
Agreed.
Well, if you're going to get into design and graphics, Jeff is notorious. He's epic with the graphics and designing.
Yeah, Jeff, make us something, man. 25th anniversary.
Listen, I'm trying to take the award that you guys won last year for media relations. I need that bad boy.
That again, like we
That'll
talked
be
about,
hard
that's
to take from
all
Brett.
That's all Brett,
Mhm.
man.
Well, I do know that I'm going to say this. The Inside the Walls podcast will be the #1 show in the National Arena League over all these little podcasts that started popping up in the league. What the heck?
Hey, we'll take a back seat. We're fine with that. We're mainly just honestly too focused on just the Bandits, but what you guys put in and week out is untouchable, I think. So you guys do a great job.
Yeah, it really love listening to it.
I'm gonna exit stage left. Have a nice night, ladies and
Take your
gentlemen.
flowers. Take your flowers.
No, but again, you guys are kicking off a new show, breaking down just Sioux City, which I've said this to Matt and I've said this to Jeff, and Coach Rezanalo has even mentioned it before. This game needs individual shows or individual teams so they can continuously promote the team itself all year long, no matter if it's March or January, because if you're not in the spotlight, no one knows you exist. And I see that you guys jump on board. You guys have been connected with Sioux City for a while, and there's a uniqueness to your show name because you mentioned that you climb up ladders for games in a booth.
Gosh, in Omaha, it's terrifying.
Only in Omaha, though. Only in Omaha. Normally, like at the Tyson, we have like our own spot on the concourse. Omaha is just special. We'll just leave it at that. The word is special.
Wow. Listen, if you guys end up coming to Wheeling, I got a spot for you up in our booth, right beside us up top. We call it that. So there's plenty of room up there.
Perfect.
By the way, just word of warning.
All steps, and there's an elevator too. Take an elevator as well.
Word of warning: if you guys do go to Sioux City, those stands in Wheeling are deceiving. You go, oh, that's not steep at all, bro. You get halfway up, you're like, okay, who moved these stairs sideways? Like, come on now.
It's there was an interesting spot where you guys ever been to Salina?
No, I've never been to Salina.
So Salina has it where it's kind of cool. It's older. The Tony's Pizza Center, I believe, is what it's called.
That's all by itself.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And you walk up and like the stairs and where they have the opposing guy, at least where they put me every time, is where they flip over the what spells Tony's, and after they get it, they get like a free pizza or whatever. And you are like touching the top. It's claustrophobic. It's horrible. You just have the view from like basically above the goalpost. Like balls kicked PATs have came up to where we sit, and it's just. And the worst feeling too is after a game if we were to lose, because Salina was a team that kind of like Omaha, we had a really big rivalry with, and you have to trek all the way across through the stands, all the way back to the locker room, and you just kind of have to hold your head in dejection. It's not fun. But Omaha isn't terrible. It's just kind of in a weird spot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said the pizza box.
Yes, that's exactly what they should call it. Inside the pizza box for Salina. Yes,
100%.
Well, I'm not bashing Wheeling. That's a nice arena. That was just a deceiving climb to the top. Jeff, thank you for warning me.
I just remember you coming up, and I'm standing there getting ready to do pregame, and you're like, "This is actually pretty high up here," and I was like, "Yeah, like,
I didn't expect it."
Like,
I got up there, I'm like, ugh. No. Now Jacksonville's arena is a completely different beast. If you get at the very top and you sneeze, you're in the field because you'll lose your balance and fall.
Oh, geez.
That's how steep the upper deck is here in Jacksonville.
Count me out. I'm not much of a heights guy, so
yeah, me either.
I'll be sitting back in my seat the whole time.
So especially if you're claustrophobic and you go up there and you get with the ceiling coming down, it starts making you feel like you're trapped. Yeah, terrifying. But let's talk about something else besides heights and steep stadiums. Please. You have a show kicking off. You guys recently kicked it off last week. First off, how did you create the name? Second, whose idea was it? And third, why the heck are you doing it?
Well, Jonah came up with the name and basically the idea. And why are we doing it, man? I don't know. It's like you guys, we like to talk football. We like to talk Bandits. and I guess the whole name, Jonah touched on it earlier. So Jonah does all of our huddle stuff, and he works out with the offense and defensive coaches. He'll cut up film for Marlon, cut up film for Scott, cut up film for Irv. And then I was brought on 7 or 8 years ago. I can never remember. The late Jared DeGeorgia, I was friends with him. I worked with him, and he's like, hey, we could use an extra guy to do kind of the quote unquote, extra work for the team. And I was like, hey, I got to be around a professional organization. I'll do it. So it started off with me. We had my first year, we had Liam Nadler at quarterback, and he didn't understand like a lot of the plays and formations, good quarterback, but I would write down in practice every single play. So that way, when it was recorded, he could go back and be like, all right, this is, trips right, and then break everything down. And then I worked into charting plays for the offense and defense during games and stuff, and just being an extra set of eyes up there in the booth. And so Jonah and I are in the booth every game, home game or away game. And not like a booth review where the officials go in and look at the review, but we just kind of want to do a review of what our time is with the Bandits. So hence the name Bandits Booth Review.
Well, again, if you do go in the booth and you get booed, that means you're doing something right, because
True.
you're not a good show, not good at podcast. You're not good at any job until you have haters. And once you get haters, you made it. So if you need me and Jeff and Matt start booing you, they're like,
if anything, we'll take anything for help. Throw a couple.
Just don't steal my sound clips during the season if I say something bad about Sioux City.
We won't. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Matt, on the other hand, though, Matt, don't slip. That's all I'm going to say. That's fuel to the fire, man.
Look, trust me, I'm already getting messages from Coach Loban right now. So I messaged him, and then he messaged me back, and all it said was 47-46 with an exclamation point. So I'm sure that he's going to be watching my show. So
right.
Jeff, me and you started this show called Through the Wire with Coach Rez about this time last year, around give or take. Yeah. It's almost a year. Not really, maybe 9 months. How we started it, we didn't want to do like a coach's show and let Coach Rez join. And if you watch the show recently, or even watch it in its entirety, Coach Rez is historically known to throwing shade at everyone. You will be going to the grocery store and listening to the podcast, and you'll hear your name. You're like, what did I do to deserve this? We're ready. That's how Williams coaches show. So if you guys do a show and you mention Coach Rez, I'm not associated with it. I'm inside the walls, but because I love Rez, but
hey, any publicity right now is good publicity. So we'll take what we can get. We'll take what we can get.
But the thing is, what I like about doing this show and including Through the Wire is that you get interaction with the fans. Again, fans, if you have any questions about Sioux City, let us know. Send them through. About anything NAL related, questions are more acceptable on these live shows. Don't message us on Facebook because we never get to them. But me and Jeff did the show. Matt does Prime Cuts of Omaha Beef. I do Inside the Walls podcast, and also do a podcast with my buddy here in town for the local team, the Jacksonville Sharks. We have a passion for the game, and it's very hard to cover this sport if you don't have. You can be a football fan, but a football fan can't cover an indoor game because different rules, different players. Me and you will know, like, off the bat who Tommy Grady is and who Drew Powell is, who's Prohaska, who's Fred Bruno, Tommy Armstrong. You go out in the NFL world, they'd be like, Tommy Armstrong, Nebraska? They won't mention that he spent 2 years in Omaha. Fred Bruno, most likely, a lot of people may not know who he is, but for us, it's our job to give these players that chance to get that spotlight. Another guy is going to be on our show next Thursday night here on Inside the Walls podcast is MVP quarterback Grant Russell from the Willie Miners, as we'll start doing our interview series, especially with our special episode on Monday. We'll get that later in the episode. But will you guys have players on?
That's
interviewing
the plan.
them.
That's the plan, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got former players asking to come on. I know we've got current players that want to come on as well. So we just want people who want to talk about the Bandits. Like, it's something we love, and it's you're gonna find some episodes that are very informal, and we just get to talk about a team that we absolutely love.
Well, how can I say this without getting Matt in the duff? Matt, cover your ears. Cover your ears. Spice up the rivalry. Talk as much smack as you can.
Trust me, I'm
It
sure
works.
there's enough smack talk going on. Just different threads. I mean, we keep it pretty hush hush during the season, and then after the season, like, I'm not a huge social media guy, but I think when we sit the guys down, and I mean we, like the coaching staff, that first night we meet in the church, Irv kind of puts it into everyone's head before the game. Irv puts it into everyone's head is, when you sign the contract to play for the Sioux City Bandits, you sign the contract to hate the Omaha Beef. And I'm sure the same thing happens in Omaha. You sign that contract to hate Sioux City.
It's on the contract.
It's just
literally in writing.
It's such a beautiful rivalry, though. Like, there's so much. I mean, I wouldn't even call it hate. There's so much respect between the rosters, the coaching staffs, that the rivalry is what it is, and is out as long lasting as it is because of those reasons. You have, I mean, on both sides, you've had players that have played in the game that are now coaching in the game, and just guys that get the indoor game, and it just makes the rivalry so much better. And I'm just happy that I'm able to be a part of it, and just, again, want to get into that winning mode again. Want to give Omaha a tally in the loss column. That's one of our main goals this season. So
I think that's the crazy thing about the rivalry is, like, on the field, like, obviously we want our teams to come out victorious, but for lack of a better term, kill each other on the field. But when it's all said and done, after the games are over, we're shaking hands, we're we're talking like we're friends or whatever. So that's what I love about the rivalry.
That's a gentleman rivalry right there.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'll just say, a couple years ago, Omaha literally had one win on the season. It was when I think we were undefeated at the time, and their one win was against the Sioux City Bandits. That tells you how this rivalry operates.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what dates on the calendar. Like, both teams are going to go play at least 4 quarters of football, if not more. So I love it, man. It gives me, and not that every game doesn't matter, but I'm telling you, like, I personally circle the 2 games that we have on the schedule. One when you go down to the slaughterhouse, one when we play at home. And when we play at home, like, I normally give some friends some tickets. When we're playing Omaha, everyone I know is getting a ticket because it's the best thing that's happening in town. And I just love the rivalry, man. It's awesome.
Jeff?
So we know about the big rivalry. Obviously, we just talked about it. But who are the newer teams that made it into the NAL? Who are you most excited to see or /play?
I mean, you've got another team with a long pedigree like Columbus. You always got to look at that. Obviously, a good ran team. Wheeling's cool. I mean, I've heard of Wheeling just because of rough and rowdy fights that happen there. And then you got a couple Texas teams. But Amarillo. I mean, Omaha and Sioux City have played Amarillo, not the Dusters, but in the past, so it's exciting to have that market back. But I guess if I had to pick one, you got to circle that Columbus probably.
And I'll go, not just for the drum line and not just for your sake, Jeff, but I want to see what Wheeling's about, man. You guys won, the championship last year. It's a team that's got a good pedigree. I know Dre London played for Wheeling last year. I don't know if he's going to be on the team this year. He's an old friend of the Sioux City Bandits, so love to get out there. And I honestly, for us, or for me, I just want to go against teams of guys that we've had former players on. Josh Hollins is getting a chance. DeMarcus Bryant is getting a chance at quarterback, and guys that may not have worked out in Sioux City or had other things going, but just to see their development is a huge thing. And at the end of the day, like, we're trying to win a championship, but we're trying to make better football players and better men out of it. And I know that the same can be spoken about every organization that is on this this podcast. But I don't know. I'm just excited just to get some new teams in. And I mean, granted, been to Idaho. Idaho was cool. Colorado, I'm a huge fan of all Colorado sports. So to go out there and kind of hang out in Colorado would be cool. But then, I mean, down south for the weather, man, it's going to be 60 some degrees. So we'll both be able to break out our shorts. So that'll be nice.
I'll be in a hoodie.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm not that hardy of a person when the temperature starts dropping. Matt.
So I have one final question from my perspective. And if you're not expecting this question, then I'm not really sure you guys are paying attention to the rivalry. But your opinion of the Cowbells.
Go first, Jonah. Go first.
Okay,
I gotta think of my answer. So
if I go to bed on a Saturday night after we're at the slaughterhouse, I'm hearing the cowbells in my dreams. And it's like I hear it ringing, kind of like if you go to a concert and you feel like you still hear the guitars in your ears. But obviously it would help. It works, but nobody can match it. I don't understand it. And I remember when I was a kid as a Bandits fan, I absolutely despised when the Cowbells would make it into the Tyson. And I would think about ways can I call the police on them? Can I get them escorted out of the venue? Can I plant some non-great things on their pockets to also get them out? I don't know, but whatever it is, I don't like it.
And for me on that side, like I like the Cowbells more than those like blowhorns, like the I can't stand that. So as far as like a noise distraction, I'll take Cowbells over the horns. And I like it too, especially because I had the pleasure, early in my coaching career, is the best feeling is going to the slaughterhouse, hearing those cowbells on third down, and then a deep touchdown pass gets thrown, and then it's quiet. And you just hear the coaching staff for the Bandits start. That's my favorite part. So I'm not opposed to the Cowbells at all. And when we score and that place goes quiet, it's the coolest feeling as an opponent. And I'm sure the same way in Sioux City, because the Sioux City fans get loud. They don't have cowbells, but you get loud on third or fourth down, and all of a sudden your team scores a touchdown. That place goes quiet. It's the best feeling on the planet. It's so awesome.
So you do like Cowbells there, Mitch?
I agree. I agree with Connor. I think, it needs more cowbell. I think we need more cowbell.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Absolutely more cowbell.
That used to be the intro of our games, honestly.
I think Will Ferrell knocked that skit out of the park, but like that's one of the skits on SNL that people remember till this day. And I mean, I think me not being any fan of anyone but Iowa State, like Mississippi State does the cowbell thing really well, and it just adds to the aura of a game in Omaha. Is you're gonna have crowd noise, whether that's pumped in or not. I'm not saying anything, but you're gonna have those cowbells. And that's just something that, like, I don't know, we game plan for.
Loban just calling you out right there, Matt.
Like, and Loban can attest this. For Omaha weeks, like Loban had two big like up to your waist high speakers, and the drill gun with the train horn. And I mean, we would be going through just cadences, getting plays in, and Loban's going around just blaring that thing super loud. But I mean, I love everything about just the different things that happen, even if you guys do pumping crowd noise, but whatever. But the Cowbells are awesome. The Cowbells are awesome.
Jeff, final question.
I was gonna ask, what is going to make the rivalry worse, but I mean, you guys just poured gasoline on it right there. But how important to you, and Matt, this is kind of for you as well. How important to you guys is keeping that rivalry the way it is, like keeping it so authentic and keeping it the best rivalry in arena indoor football?
I mean, you could argue that it's like the most important rivalry in arena football, and there was a time where arena football was looking a little like scary, like at the beginning of the CIF and stuff when we were in the APFL, and nothing like. Once Sioux City and Omaha started playing again, you saw arena football start coming back again. So there's something about the rivalry that helps keep this sport alive, in my opinion. I'm a little biased. I'm sure, Matt, you're a little biased too, and other people will argue as well. But if you are a fan of arena football, no matter what league you watch, Sioux City and Omaha.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, it's the best indoor football games or arena football games I've ever seen have all been Sioux City and Omaha.
You could argue the best football games in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I've watched a lot of arena football, indoor football, whatever you want to call it. And the best games I've ever seen, all of them involved the Omaha Beef and the Sioux City Bandits. I mean, every single one of them. I mean, you look at the championship game from 2024, in my opinion, the greatest arena football game ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that will dispute that, but it was an amazing football game in and of itself. I think that's the biggest thing for us. And I know Ricky really prides himself on we pride ourselves in Omaha that the rivalry is respectful, and it's not like we're, going to a level of like trashing people's families and things like that. Like some people do with rivalries, and that's what I love about it is that we're respectful. And then when the game's over, we can all shake hands, we can hug, we can high five, whatever,
Exactly.
And I think the thing that helps the rivalry or helps continue to help the rivalry is the fan base. The fan base understands that aspect of it, like you just talked about, Matt. And like there's banter and stuff on social media. And when you come to Sioux City, you're gonna have a little trash talk if you're wearing orange. And if you go down to the slaughterhouse and you're wearing the red and black, you're gonna get some trash talk to you too. But I think it's such a pure and good rivalry that like both fan bases, teams understand that these year in and year out are arguably the top teams in the league. We put a good product out there, and for maybe not every game, but for the games where Omaha and Sioux City match up, it is a 4-quarter brawl. And I think as just a football fan, there's something that you have to admire about it, no matter if you're not even an Omaha or Sioux City fan.
That's how rivalries are about.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about rivalries all day. We already mentioned Iowa State.
Cyclone State, baby.
Unfortunately,
I gotta throw that in there.
Unfortunately for me and Jeff, our favorite school may go over against our rivals. So I'm looking forward to indoor arena football season because my outdoor teams have decided to take the season off. And there's only 4 weeks of the year. Well, gents, I want to say appreciate it for joining our show. You're going to actually join us for the closing because we're up an hour, and that's what we're going to do. We're not going to go to the commercial break and come back because we're done. We'll have an announcement video coming up next when we close out the show. But again, let's do all final words. Let's start with Jeff. Final words.
I'm just glad to, be in the situation where we do have these great rivalries in the indoor arena game. And I hope more come about. I mean, there's some different teams, some different things. There are some former players and other teams that, have been around, shuffled around some teams as well. So I'm hoping that, everybody sees Sioux City and Omaha and goes, okay, I think we can have a rivalry like that and just try to mimic that as much as possible. I know you're not going to get there, but it's just something. And that's definitely a feather in your guys' cap to be a part of that as well. And that's something you guys should be proud of, is that rivalry.
Matt?
Yeah. I want to speak to the fans. If you're watching this and you've never been to an arena football or indoor football game, get out to one, whether it's in Sioux City, Omaha, Carolina, Wheeling, any of our markets, any market near you that has an indoor football team, get out there. Cause I will tell you right now, it's an experience like no other. I love this sport and I can't wait for 2025 to come because this season's going to be off the chains. It's going to be amazing.
Prove that you love the sport. Oh, you're doing the show with me.
I was like, how can you prove it anymore? Man bleeds NIL football.
But gents, where can the fans find your podcast? Where is it at? Is there going to be a video production pretty soon of it?
So that's the plan, is to start doing some video. Hopefully we'll get in contact with you guys and learn how to do the video part of it. But
easy.
right now we you can find it on Apple and Spotify podcasts. We have a Twitter page right now. It's at FCB Booth Review, but I think if you search Bandits Booth Review, you can find it on there. And I'll post stuff on there as well. And our team page will share everything we post. So yeah.
Any final words there, Mitch?
No, I'm excited for the Monday show for you guys. I want to see the schedule, who has to go where. So it's really cool that you guys are able to do that and promote that, and just obviously going to keep watching you guys and build off of that. And we can't mimic or do anything that you guys do. Obviously, you guys are the upper tier, so we'll try to do as much as we can, though. But yeah, we appreciate Jonah and I appreciate you having us on, and we'd be happy to be back if you ever. I mean, if Sioux City beats Omaha, I mean, we'd be happy to be on and talk some more crap to Matt. So.
Absolutely. Sunday morning.
Shots fired.
Yeah, we gotta start. Turn the kettle on. We're starting this rivalry up right now.
How dare you?
Matt, that was you. But I think there might be an NAL game day for the I-29 rivalry if the schedule shapes up to be. So, if.
Big if.
Who's going to be the guest picker?
Right. Oh, my gosh. Who would be the guest picker?
Can we get Pat McAfee, or is that out of the question?
It's not in the budget.
I don't know.
I feel like yeah, I mean, I feel like if it's in Omaha, we've got a few choices we could try and track down. If it's in Sioux City, we could figure out a few people, right, I'm sure, that are still in the area. So
yeah, that would be actually really cool if the NAL did that. That'd be so awesome.
Well, and Willing, we can get Pat McAfee. That's West Virginia territory,
right? Hey, there you go.
That's not in the budget.
It's not as he says in the it's not in the budget. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 162, and you've heard multiple times on the episode. We will have a special episode Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Every team schedule will be released on this podcast live. So if you see schedule leaks, it's not the real schedule. Only a few people know what the schedule is, and I'm one of the few. So Monday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. Myself, Matt, Jeff. We might even bring other people on from other teams talking about their schedule. Might bring you guys back on, talk about Sioux City's schedule.
I'll be tuning
in. Show.
So
Epic show Monday night. It will be on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, NAL's Facebook page. Maybe hopefully every team's Facebook. I know that we're live right now on Sioux City's page. I saw that just a second ago because you guys shared the event, so appreciate it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Again, to the fans who are watching us, much love and respect. Again, I said this in a previous show, and I'll say it here again. I said it earlier today, honestly. If you know anybody in the state of Florida and North Carolina and Appalachian region, please reach out to your favorite organization, lend a hand, donate. A lot of people need your help. Again, we're Americans are Americans. Put the BS aside. Let's go help our brothers and sisters get back on track. So this has been episode 162. We'll be back for a NAL exclusive show Monday night. Then on Thursday, we'll have Grant Russell on for episode 163, talking about Willie Miners football and the 2025 season. That's Matt. That's Jeff. That's the crew from the Bandits Booth Review for the Sioux City Bandits. Gotta get used to that name. It's going to take me a couple of times. I'll figure it out by tomorrow, I guarantee it.
All right.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. Doubleheader next week. Enjoy the night. Be safe. Be well. And as always, brand above all.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.